Okay. Hmm. So let us now study about this topic of diencephalon. Students, last classes we had completed about cerebrum, we had seen the functions of cerebrum. Some part of diencephalon was also reviewed. We'll be going through it again today. The major parts of the diencephalon, as you see, thalamus and the ventral part of the thalamus, for example, the hypothalamus part, ventral part of the diencephalon, all this will be reviewed in this particular class. So here is about the site. It is the part of the forebrain which lies above the midbrain between the lower parts of two cerebral hemispheres. Okay, so we had seen location wise also that we are talking about part of the forebrain which is just above the midbrain between the lower parts of the two cerebral hemispheres. Now, as per the classification that is given, the subdivisions that is given in your textbooks, you can learn it that way also, that we divide this diencephalon into dorsal part of diencephalon and ventral part of diencephalon. So dorsal part would contain thalamus, then metathalamus and epithalamus. Okay, so these would be the dorsal part of diencephalon, and ventral part would include hypothalamus and subthalamus. Okay, so now in dorsal part of diencephalon we saw thalamus. Thalamus is a large oval mass of gray matter. Subthalamus, it lies directly above the midbrain. Hypothalamus lies in front of the subthalamus. Metathalamus formed by lateral and medial geniculate body, and epithalamus formed of pineal body, two habenular nuclei and posterior commissure. The third ventricle lies between the two halves of the diencephalon. So this is a general, very broad overview of it. We will be going into details also. And we had also seen the divisions and subdivisions of diencephalon. So in divisions plus the subdivisions we have discussed already here in this also, and you can see it in the table that is given in your textbooks. That means metathalamus, when we are saying what would be there, there are lateral and medial geniculate body. These are the subdivision of the metathalamus. And epithalamus, when we are saying it is the pineal body, two habenular nuclei, then extra that is there which you can learn is stria medullaris, thalami, habenular commissure and posterior commissure. Okay, so this is an overview of the diencephalon. We have understood we are talking about part of the forebrain just above the midbrain. Now in this diagram also, when we see, you can see thalamus, the location of thalamus, right? Then you see the hypothalamus, location is here. You can see pineal bodies. This is the posterior commissure, right? Now, when we are seeing the location of it, when we say this particular part, right? When we are saying this particular part, it is right above the midbrain. You can understand this particular relation also. यहाँ पर midbrain है and this is right above the midbrain. Okay, so this particular parts we will be seeing in details. Now, when we talk about the dorsal and ventral part, as it is given in your textbook also as pars dorsalis and pars ventralis. To understand that, you can see here on the medial surface the diencephalon is subdivided. That means the diencephalon area is subdivided by a hypothalamic sulcus, and this is indicated by a black line. Okay, now in this the dorsal part is here and the ventral part is here. Okay, so dorsal part you have the thalamus, epithalamus in the dorsal part, and we had also seen the metathalamus also would be here only, and in the ventral part the subthalamus and hypothalamus is there. Okay, this is the line, this is the hypothalamic sulcus, और ये इसको डिवाइड करता है डायएन्सेफेलन को डॉर्सल और वेंट्रल पार्ट में. डॉर्सल पार्ट में थैलामस और आपका मेटाथैलामस और एपिथैलामस है, और वेंट्रल में सबथैलामस एंड हाइपोथैलामस. Then we had seen this midbrain, comparing it to this particular diagram. You see here the midbrain, same way here in actual dissection view, midbrain यहाँ पर है, and this particular narrow duct-like thing that we are seeing is the cerebral aqueduct. Now, understanding the anatomy of thalamus. Understanding the anatomy of thalamus, first thing to understand the shape of it, it is a egg-shaped mass of gray matter situated on either side of lateral wall of third ventricle in the diencephalon. Okay, so shape is egg-shaped, and as on the slide you can say you can also describe it as ovoid mass. Ovoid also stands for egg-shaped. Okay, mass of nuclei or gray matter situated on either side of lateral wall of third ventricle. Okay, that is the location where it is present. Now, this particular thalamus almost forms 80% of the diencephalon. Okay, this is a large mass and it forms almost 80% of the diencephalon. And ये जो thalamus है, what you are seeing here, the thalamus here in the schematic diagram also, this acts as a relay station. Relay station you have learnt, even you would have heard radio stations वगैरह के लिए एक particular area चाहिए जहाँ पे signals को receive करते हैं and then transmit होता है. So here when we say that it's a sensory relay station, it will have all the afferent fibers reaching it from the spinal cord and the ब्रेन स्टेम. ठीक है, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड और ब्रेन स्टेम से सारे जो एफरेंट फाइबर्स हैं दे कम एंड दे विल this is the place where they will be reaching. Now medial surface of the two thalami are connected across the midline by a interthalamic adhesion, but fibers from one thalamus never cross the midline. So when we see the structure, you can see here the thalamus, and when I'm saying it is paired. When I say paired, like this itself, there is another one structure in the other hemisphere. So if I say ये left hemisphere है, so in the other hemisphere also one more egg-shaped gray matter or oval shaped of nuclei is present, and both are connected by interthalamic adhesion. Okay, but there is no fibers from one thalamus crossing over to the other thalamus. That is one thing we saw. Then the lateral surface of thalamus is related to internal capsule, which separate it from the lentiform nuclei. Now, to understand further about how the thalamus is subdivided, we'll be seeing in the further slides. Besides that, let's understand the relations rostrally. We had understood the term rostrally means nose के direction के तरफ, और अगर caudally है, caudally means towards the back side of the brain. ठीक है, तो rostrally the interventricular foramen is present. You can see here interventricular foramen है. Ventrally the hypothalamic sulcus down, hypothalamic sulcus, right? Posteriorly will be posterior commissure. It is not seen in this particular diagram. Medially would be, that means एकदम दोनों thalamus के बीच में से third ventricle का जो area है, and laterally the posterior limb of the internal capsule. Now here also, to see the other parts which were not seen there, we understand in this relation dorsal में lateral ventricle है, lateral में internal capsule which we mentioned, और ventral में subthalamus and hypothalamus is present, and medially will be the ventricles. Okay, so this is how you can see एकदम जो दोनों साइड का जो व्यू समझने के लिए इस डायग्राम को दिखाया गया है. And here rostrally interventricular foramen, which we saw in this diagram also. And when I was saying caudally means ब्रेन के पीछे की तरफ से जो रिलेशन अगर देखेंगे तो यहाँ पर क्या आया, मिड ब्रेन. ठीक है, तो दिस इज हाउ यू आर रिलेटिंग द डिफरेंट पार्ट्स दैट आर arranged around the thalamus. Now, when we have seen the intermedullary lamina, we actually discussed this particular diagram, that the intermedullary lamina, what does it do? It is a Y-shaped sheet of white matter. ठीक है, Y-shaped sheet of white matter. That means the gray matter of the thalamus is subdivided into anterior, medial and lateral part with the help of this Y-shaped sheet of white matter. And what is it called? As you see in this label here, internal medullary lamina. Okay, this lamina is placed vertically and it divides the thalamus into, as I said, lateral, then you have medial and anterior part situated between the two limbs of the Y. So this is one thing that we have understood. Then anatomical classification of thalamic nuclei. Students, please keep on mute. Anatomical classification of thalamic nuclei. We had seen the flow chart which shows subdivision of thalamic nuclei. If you relate it to the flow chart given in your particular textbook, thalamus is further divided into anterior, medial and lateral, right? And anterior is further called anterior nucleus, medial is medial dorsal nucleus, lateral is lateral group and ventral group. Lateral is further divided into lateral dorsal, lateral posterior and pulvinar. Ventral group is divided into ventral anterior nucleus, ventral lateral nucleus, ventral posterior nucleus. And the ventral posterior nucleus also is further divided into ventral posterior medial nucleus and ventral posterior lateral nucleus. Now this was just a flowchart way of understanding how the thalamic nuclei is divided. Okay, now let us understand this in little more detail. Now, the nuclei in the anterior part, students, this particular part, okay, the nuclei in the anterior part, we have understood that there are a number of nuclei, but we collectively call them anterior nucleus. Okay, we call them anterior nucleus. Now, nuclei in the medial part, the largest of these is the medial dorsal nucleus. That is why in the flowchart also in the subdivision we have understood it as medial dorsal nucleus. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर भी बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियाई हैं, पर उसमें सबसे बड़ा वाला जो है उसको हमने एक बार मार्क कर दिया. This is further divisible into magnocellular part and parvocellular part. Fine. So this is about the medial part. अगर हम magnocellular part भी कह रहे हैं, what does it mean? It is anteromedial part, what is there, and posterolateral part, what is there. So that is how you would relate the various parts. Next. So students, we have seen nuclei in the anterior part. We have seen nuclei in the medial part. Now, nuclei in the lateral part. The nuclei in the lateral part can be subdivided into ventral group and lateral group. We had seen in the flow chart, right? Lateral group and ventral group दो में divide किया गया था. Ventral group, further you can understand there is a ventral anterior nucleus, ventral lateral nucleus. It may also be called ventral intermediate nucleus, and then ventral posterior nucleus, which is further subdivided into lateral part called the ventral posterior lateral nucleus and ventral posterior medial nucleus. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर हम किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? हम lateral जो ये part है students, ये जो lateral part है nuclei का, this lateral part has been divided into ventral and lateral. So वो जो ventral है, ventral part जो है और lateral part जो है, उसमें हम further divisions को समझ रहे हैं. Ventral part is divided into ventral anterior, ventral lateral, and ventral posterior. Now, nucleus or nuclei of the lateral group, how is it divided? Lateral dorsal nucleus, lateral posterior nucleus, and pulvinar. 3 divisions of the nuclei can be seen. Okay, so this is how the anatomical classification of the thalamic nuclei are being done. Now, we need to understand the connections. Afferent fibers from different parts of the central nervous system are reaching to the thalamus. As we mentioned earlier, students, कि thalamus एक relay station की तरह है, तो सारे जगह से afferent fibers उसके पास पहुंच रहे हैं. Now, it is regarded as a great integrating center where information from different parts of the brain and spinal cord are brought together. ठीक है, तो रिले स्टेशन है, सब जगह से इंफॉर्मेशन वहां पे पहुंच रही है, और ये जगह है जहां पर इंफॉर्मेशन को पूरी तरह से इंटीग्रेट किया जाता है. This information is projected to all parts of the cerebral cortex through thalamocortical projections or thalamic radiations. Okay, so this is how like everything comes to the thalamus, and once the information is processed, it is then projected to all parts of the cerebral cortex through the thalamocortical projections. Okay. Now, when we are talking about connection, the next thing to know, the most important connection of the thalamus are those of the ventral posterior nucleus, which receives termination of the major sensory pathway coming from the brain stem and spinal cord. All these sensations are carried to areas 3, 1 and 2 of the cerebral cortex. So students, 3, 1 and 2, where did you learn about 3, 1 and 2? If you remember, we had studied it in first somatosensory area 3, 1 and 2. Fine. Now, next thing, let us now see further. Thalamus, two ends, anterior and posterior, four surfaces, medial, lateral, dorsal and ventral. Anterior end forms a forward projection. It forms the posterior boundaries of the interventricular foramen. Posterior end is also called the pulvinar of the thalamus. ना ये सब हमने देख लिया, जैसे आप ये डायग्राम में भी देख सकते हैं, posterior thalamus, right? This is called the pulvinar end. It lies just above the superior colliculus and medial and lateral geniculate bodies. तो यहाँ पर आपको pulvinar end मिल गया है. Then other parts also, let us see: corpus callosum, cavum septi, fornix columns, interventricular foramen and choroid plexus, roof of third ventricle. ठीक है, ये देखिए हम ऊपर से टॉप व्यू देख रहे हैं ना, तो ये थैलामस है, ये थैलामस है, ये थर्ड वेंट्रिकल का वॉल है, और हम जब टॉप व्यू देख रहे हैं तो हम वी कॉल इट एज द रूफ ऑफ द थर्ड वेंट्रिकल. ओके, देन habenula is here. Then superior colliculus and pineal gland. Then cerebellar peduncles, that is there. Then pulvinar posterior, this is here. Then stria terminalis, anterior thalamic tubercle, जो हमने यहाँ पर देखा है, anterior, right? Anterior part, or it is also called anterior tubercle. Fine. So this is what we discussed. Then we saw the surfaces. हम केवल थैलामस का ही सरफेस कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर रहे हैं अभी. ये सरफेसेस में सुपीरियर, इंफीरियर, मिड लाइन की तरफ है तो ये मीडियल, और साइड में लैटरल. ठीक है, सो सुपीरियर, inferior, medial and lateral. Now superior surface, stria terminalis is one marking that is there, caudate nucleus. So students, in these particular diagrams we have already discussed the major important things that are of concern to you. Medial surface यहाँ पर दिखाया हुआ है, ये जो थैलामस है उससे जो एकदम सेंटर की तरफ है वो मीडियल सरफेस कहलाएगा. लैटरल सरफेस एंड इंफीरियर सरफेस, ऑल द surfaces are being discussed here. It is the same thing when we are saying dorsal ventral, हमने जो क्लासिफिकेशन है उस क्लासिफिकेशन को ही यहाँ पे समझाया हुआ है. ठीक है। और ये अब हमने देखा कि थैलामस इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ ग्रे मैटर, इट इज इंटरप्टेड बाय शीट which is also called the internal medullary lamina. इंटरनल मेडुलरी लैमिना हमने देखा, फिर हमने इसकी क्लासिफिकेशन को समझा है. ऑल दिस पॉइंट्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन दैट हाउ इट हैज बीन डिवाइडेड. ठीक है. नाउ वी नीड टू नो सम मोर थिंग्स. देखो डायग्रामेटिकली जब हम सेम क्लासिफिकेशन को देख रहे हैं, ये एंटीरियर न्यूक्लिया है ना. हमने एनाटॉमिकल क्लासिफिकेशन में देखा था, ये एंटीरियर न्यूक्लिया है, ये वेंट्रल एंटीरियर न्यूक्लियस है, राइट. ये डोर्सोलैटरल न्यूक्लियस है, ये वेंट्रल लैटरल न्यूक्लियस है, वेंट्रल पोस्टीरियोलैटरल न्यूक्लियाई. यहाँ पे जेनिकुलेट बॉडीज, दिस इज पोस्टीरियर न्यूक्लियाई. Now this is towards the midline, this is medial midline nuclei, and here this is also marked, that is the internal medullary lamina. Okay. So we are not looking at it as a flat thing, na? We are looking at it as a egg shaped मास. सो उसके पार्ट्स को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए हम केवल एक पार्ट नहीं बोल सकते कि इसमें केवल एंटीरियर न्यूक्लिया है, क्योंकि ये राउंड ओवल शेप्ड है. सॉरी, राउंड नहीं, ओवल शेप्ड है. तो यहाँ के पार्ट्स को अगर डिस्क्राइब करना है तो वी विल हैव टू डिस्क्राइब इट बेस्ड ऑन द डायरेक्शन टू विच इट इज फेसिंग. ओके. So this we have seen. Then anterior part of the thalamus, some of the functions also we'll start discussing along with it. The anterior part of the thalamus contains the anterior thalamic nuclei, right. Afferent में क्या आता है? From the mammillary nuclei through the mammillothalamic tract and from the hypothalamus and cingulate gyrus. Afferent जो fibers, then efferent में to the cingulate gyrus and hypothalamus. These are the thing. But now for a major thing that you have to pick up is function. Function of the anterior thalamic nuclei is closely associated with that of the limbic system and is concerned with emotional tone and the mechanisms. ठीक है. सो एंटीरियर पार्ट एक और बार हम रिव्यू कर रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स. ये जब हम बात कर रहे थे एंटीरियर पार्ट की, ठीक है, डायग्राम में जो एंटीरियर पार्ट है, anterior part of the thalamus will contain the anterior thalamic nuclei. You have the afferents and the efferents. Afferents are coming from mammillary nuclei through the mammillary thalamic tract from the hypothalamus and cingulate gyrus. Then efferent जो हैं, जो बाहर की तरफ जा रहे हैं cingulate gyrus से and hypothalamus. और function, जो main function हमने यहाँ पे समझ लिया है, that is related to the functions associated with that of limbic system. That means emotional tone के साथ इसका relation है. Let us see the medial part of the thalamus. The medial part of the thalamus contain the large dorsomedial nucleus and several smaller nuclei. ठीक है. Going back again to the picture, हमने ऑलरेडी जो है डॉर्सल एरियाज के बारे में डिस्कशन किया है. तो डॉर्सोमीडियल न्यूक्लियस एंड मेनी अदर स्मॉलर न्यूक्लियाई. एफरेंट में क्या है? फ्रॉम द ऑल्फैक्टरी कॉर्टेक्स, एमाइग्डालॉइड न्यूक्लियस एंड हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लियाई यहाँ इसके तरफ पहुँचता है. और एफरेंट इज टू प्रीफ्रंटल कॉर्टेक्स. फाइन. फंक्शन देखते हैं. Function is what we are mainly emphasizing here. The medial part of the thalamus is responsible for integration of large variety of sensory information, including somatic, visceral and olfactory information, and the relation of this information to one's emotional feelings and subjective states. ठीक है. So here what has to be understood, ये जो मीडियल पार्ट है, एंटीरियर पार्ट तो हमने समझ लिया कि मेनली इमोशंस के साथ है. मीडियल पार्ट जो है थैलेमस का, it has it responsibility for integrating large variety of sensory information. ये सोमैटिक हो सकते हैं, विसरल हो सकते हैं, ऑल्फैक्टरी हैं, एंड द रिलेशन ऑफ दिस इंफॉर्मेशन टू वंस इमोशन and feelings, etc. Now, when we were discussing certain parts that would have been little abstract for you, so we are going to see here. यहाँ पर मैंने जो किंगुलेट गायरस की बात की थी, है ना, तो यहाँ पर आप डिफरेंट जो लेबलिंग्स देख सकते हैं. ये आपका प्री फ्रंटल कॉर्टेक्स है, मोटर एंड सप्लीमेंट्री कॉर्टेक्स, सोमैटोसेंसरी कॉर्टेक्स, पैराइटो ऑक्सिपिटल कॉर्टेक्स, विजुअल कॉर्टेक्स. You have to relate this to the Brodmann's different areas that we have studied. तो यहाँ पर किंगुलेट कॉर्टेक्स है. यहाँ पर फिर से हम देख लेते हैं एनी न्यू पार्ट. दिस इज द ऑडिटरी कॉर्टेक्स, है ना. नाउ ये आपका एक 3D ब्रेन का इमेज जैसे हम इसमें समझ रहे हैं. अदरवाइज व्हेन यू विल पुट अप दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग ऑन आंसर शीट, इट विल बी विथ नंबर्स, यू हैव टू रिलेट इट. अब यहाँ पर हम ये देखते हैं एंटीरियर, यहाँ पर, है ना, substantia nigra, all these different parts are seen. Deep cerebral nuclei is seen. Medial lemniscus and spinothalamic tracts, ये सब यहाँ पर दिखाया हुआ है. तो यहाँ पर हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पर जो हमने यहाँ एमाइड ऑल्फैक्टरी कॉर्टेक्स, एमाइडोग्लॉइड न्यूक्लियस एंड हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लिया, ये सब की बात की थी ना, वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट ओनली. ये जो आपको हल्के 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 जो स्ट्राइशंस दिख रहे हैं, what is it? These are all those nerve fibers that are forming the connections, right? So this is to be understood. When I say mammillothalamic tract, तो यहाँ पे वो पहुँच रहा है, ठीक है. और एमेगडाला, ऑल्फैक्टरी कॉर्टेक्स, बेसल जो है ये मीडियल पे यहाँ पर पहुँच रहा है. Then dorsal group of the nuclei, the lateral dorsal nucleus, then the lateral posterior nucleus and the pulvinar. ये सब हमने ऑलरेडी इसके जो जनरल क्लासिफिकेशन देख लिया है. पर हमारे लिए अब जानना है ये क्या करते हैं. द रिसीव इनपुट फ्रॉम अदर थैलेमिक न्यूक्लियाई एंड इंटीग्रेट दिस इनपुट्स, है ना. They project the integrated information into sensory association areas in the cerebral cortex, in the parietal, temporal and occipital lobes. Now before going further, I would like you all to relate it again with your textbook, students. If you can go through the heading functions of each nuclei of thalamus are discussed. 7 point जो यहाँ पर जो table दिया हुआ है, in that particular table each part has been discussed. तो वो हम एक बार देख लेंगे. पहले देखिए न्यूक्लियस एंटीरियर जो ग्रुप है हमने अभी तक जो डिस्कस किया, उसमें एंटीरियर ग्रुप फंक्शन इज पार्ट ऑफ द लिम्बिक सिस्टम concerned with recent memory and emotions. Students, you have got this thing, nuclei of thalamus and their functions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Okay. तो यहाँ पर न्यूक्लियस है और उसके फंक्शन. एंटीरियर ग्रुप में पार्ट ऑफ द लिम्बिक सिस्टम कंसर्न्ड विथ रीसेंट मेमोरी एंड इमोशंस. मीडियल ग्रुप एसोसिएटेड विथ मूड एंड इमोशनल बैलेंस. लैटरल ग्रुप conveys sensory and motor information, right? This we have sensory and motor information and integrates the sensory information. Okay, now there are some other points mentioned. Let us go through it. Thalamus forms यहाँ पे thalamus forms the relay center for the sensation. The impulses of almost all the sensation reach the thalamic nuclei, particularly in the ventral posterolateral nucleus. Now, once that information reaches there, after modification in the thalamus, the impulses are carried to cerebral cortex through thalamocortical fibers. Okay, so this has to be understood that when we are saying that we are talking about thalamus as a relay center, है ना, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट एज अ रिले सेंटर, तो सबसे ज़्यादा जो आपको समझना है कि पोस्टेरोलैटरल जो एरियाज हैं वहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा जो है इंफॉर्मेशन पहुँचती है, और वो प्रोसेस होने के बाद में सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स के पास जाता है थ्रू थैलामोकॉर्टिकल fibers. Okay, so that is one thing to be understood in this. Then thalamus forms the major center for processing the sensory information. All the peripheral sensory impulses reaching thalamus are integrated, modified before being sent to specific areas of the cerebral cortex. तो इसी को हम क्या कहते हैं, प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ सेंसरी इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है. Third thing to understand, thalamus forms the center for perception of sexual sensations. Then next is it has a role in arousal and alertness reaction. Thalamus also plays a role in appreciation of protopathic sensations. प्रोटोपैथिक में क्या क्या है, एक है पेन, बहुत ही क्रूड टच, क्रूड टेम्परेचर. All these things can be understood by the thalamus. It plays a role in emotional behavior of the individual. Then recent memory, all this thing is taken care of. Because why we are saying this, because we have seen in the initial part itself that anterior group is forming a part of the limbic system, और limbic system के बारे में हमने already सीखा है कि वो emotional behavior के साथ उसका connection रहता है. Now, because of its connection with cerebellum and basal ganglia, it acts as an integrating center for motor activities. तो basal ganglia, cerebellum are topics which we have learned earlier. वहाँ पे हमने motor activities के बारे में सीखा था. तो वहाँ पर इसका कनेक्शन होने की वजह से, क्योंकि सबके एकदम बीच में बैठे हैं ना ये, तो इन सब के साथ कनेक्शन होने की वजह से जो मोटर एक्टिविटीज है उसको भी इंटीग्रेट कर पाता है. Then it is a center for reflex activity. This is the major important thing to understand, students. क्योंकि फर्दर हम जब स्पाइनल नर्व, स्पाइनल आर्क सब भी समझेंगे, यू विल बी लर्निंग दैट if suppose in fact many times I have mentioned it also to you, कि when we touch something hot, right, when we touch something that is hurting us, immediately the reflex is taken to the brain and the reflex to take away our hand is given back. Why is it possible? This is possible because of the reflex activity that is seen. Okay, now next, once we have understood the functions, let's review. अगर कुछ छूट गया है इसमें, वेंट्रल टायर के भी बारे में कहा हुआ है. यहाँ पे हर एक जो पार्ट उस थैलामिक न्यूक्लियाई के पास जा रहा है, एफरेंट, उसके बारे में मेंशन है, और इफरेंट के बारे में मेंशन है, यानी वहां से जो वापस प्रीमोटर कॉर्टेक्स वगैरह में जा रहा है. फिर फंक्शन जो हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर लिया है. ठीक है, सो ऑल दिस वी हैव ऑलरेडी गॉन थ्रू. देन अगेन क्विक रिव्यू पार्ट्स को अगर आप देखें, यहाँ पर आपका मीडियल ग्रुप है, ये जो है इंटरथैलामिक छोटा सा एडेशन है, ये लैटरल ग्रुप है, pulvinar nucleus, then lateral geniculate nucleus. This is the posterior group, this is the anterior group, right? Then ventral group में हमने देखा ventral anterior nucleus, ventral lateral nucleus, ventral posterior nucleus. Let's see further. ये सब हमने already sensory relay, how the different fibers come, at least which part is relating and what is the major function, इतना तो expected है, ठीक है? That much you should be able to relate. अब before going into blood supply of thalamus, we need to first see the clinical correlation. As and when we are studying the anatomy, we are also studying the clinical correlation. बहुत ज़रूरी है, because that is the applied part. That means why are we studying and why it is important, that is being understood in this. So एक है कि thalamic syndrome, ठीक है? Thalamic syndrome, it is a clinical condition caused by lesions of thalamus. Lesions of thalamus. Lesions can occur due to blockage of posterior cerebral artery. अब ये blockage किस वजह से हो सकता है students? It could be emboli, it could be a block in the cerebral artery because of some plaque formation. एक emboli हो सकता है, या rupture हुआ है और फिर thalamus की तरफ blood नहीं जा रहा है. That could be a reason. Some abnormal growth can be a reason. Okay, so now symptoms of thalamic syndrome, how can we make out? First is loss of all sensation. Okay, it's also called anesthesia stage, as the sensory relay system in thalamus is affected. Okay, so this is the first thing in thalamic syndrome. Person is not getting any sensation. Next is astereognosis, that is loss of ability to recognize a known object by touch with closed eyes. It is due to the loss of touch and pressure sensation. Okay, for example, even if I close my eyes and I am touching on the laptop, okay, I may not be able to say कि A का key किधर है, B का key किधर है, but at least I'll be make out कि I'll be able to make out keyboard उसमें कहाँ पर है, स्क्रीन कहाँ पर है, आंख बंद करके भी मैं कर पाऊंगी, क्योंकि मेरे जो फिंगर पैड्स के जो टचिंग सेंसेशन है और जो प्रेशर की सेंसेशन पिक होकर थैलामस की तरफ जाते हैं, और आंख बंद होने पर भी मैं उस सेंसेशन को रिकॉग्नाइज कर पाती हूँ. पर एक पर्सन जिसे थैलामिक सिंड्रोम है, उसको एस्टेरियोग्नोसिस होता है, यानी वो चीजों को आंख बंद करके छू के मैं पता नहीं लगा पाएगा. थर्ड इज एटैक्सिया, that is incoordination of voluntary movement. Fourth is thalamic phantom limb, is the ability to locate the position of a limb with closed eyes. Okay, so think of the severity of this thalamic phantom limb. That means if a person is closing the eyes, otherwise when we are lying down and when we close the eyes, we still know where our limbs are, है ना? आंखें बंद हैं, lying down है, and हम समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं हमारे हाथ कहाँ है, पैर कहाँ है, हमें महसूस होता है. पर thalamic phantom limb में क्या होता है? Person is not able to locate the position and person may be searching for it in the air. That is the severity. Okay, बिल्कुल भी coordinate करके समझ नहीं पाएगा. फिर hyperesthesia also can occur. Even a gentle touch would produce severe pain, and severe spontaneous pain occurs in opposite side of the body. तो जिस थैलामस में लीजन है उसके ऑपोजिट साइड में सिवियर स्पॉन्टेनियस पेन हो सकता है. हल्का सा एक टच भी पेशेंट को सिवियर पेन दे सकता है. ठीक है, so this we have understood in detail about the thalamus. Then the blood supply of thalamus. Here what I can do is we can do all the blood supplies together. Okay, so relating it will be इजी। फंक्शंस ऑफ थैलेमस हमने देख लिए हैं, फिर से रिव्यू करते हैं कि रिले इंफॉर्मेशन, प्रोसेस, इंटीग्रेट एंड रिले, ठीक है। उसके पास इंफॉर्मेशन आता है, उसे इंटीग्रेट करके फिर उसे भेजना किसके लिए? सेंसरी, मोटर एंड लिम्बिक एंड मोटिवेशनल सिम्टम्स। plays a critical role in sensation and motor control. Then we have seen voluntary control. Then we have seen subjective feeling states, personality, all these things, alertness, right? So here these are the functions. Thalamic lesions हमने already discuss किया है, thalamic syndrome के बारे में, thalamic hand, और we can even say the contralateral hand is held in an abnormal posture in some patients with thalamic lesion. The wrist is pronated and flexed. The metacarpophalangeal joints are flexed and the interphalangeal joints are extended. The fingers can be moved actively, but the movement are slow. The condition is due to altered muscle tone in the different muscle groups. तो यहाँ पर क्या है? The contralateral hand is held in an abnormal, यानी थैलामिक लीजन है, और थैलामिक लीजन के वजह से जो ऑपोजिट साइड का हाथ है वो अजीब पोस्चर में रहता है. wrist is pronated and flexed. The metacarpal phalangeal joints are flexed, ठीक है, टोटली फ्लेक्स्ड है, और interphalangeal joints are extended. The fingers can be moved actively. So this could be because there is a lesion in the thalamus. Now, about hypothalamus, let us understand. Hypothalamus is the next part that we are going to discuss. Hypothalamus is a part of the diencephalon. It lies in the floor and lateral wall of the third ventricle. Okay? It extends from the region of optic chiasma to the caudal border of the mammillary bodies. It has been described as the chief ganglion of autonomic nervous system because of its role in control of many metabolic activities in the body. ठीक है, ये जो हाइपोथैलेमस है इसको क्या कहते हैं? चीफ गैंग्लियन ऑफ द ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम, because many activities are taken care or controlled by it. Now let's see the relations. Now यहाँ पर स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ पर क्या है? अगर ये एक्वेडक्ट है, ये मिड ब्रेन है, तो ये क्या स्ट्रक्चर होगा? हाँ जी
मैम, आई थिंक डोर्सल
थैलेमस.
हाँ, दिस इज द थैलामस, है ना? तो थैलामस के नीचे की तरफ हम लोकेट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द हाइपोथैलामस, है ना? दैट इज व्हाई अब रिलेशन जब हम बोल रहे हैं, रिलेशन में हाइपोथैलामस के ऊपर अबव क्या है? थैलामस, ठीक है. बिलो द हाइपोथैलामस मर्जेस इनटू टेगमेंटम ऑफ द मिड ब्रेन and laterally the internal capsule. These relations are mentioned actually for us to understand कहाँ से कौन सा part connected है. Now the various structures forming the hypothalamus, lie in the interpeduncular fossa. These structures, what are the various structures that form the hypothalamus? Optic chiasma, ठीक है, one is optic chiasma, फिर ये infundibulum, tuber cinereum, that is the third thing, and mammillary bodies. Anterior to the hypothalamus is an area that for functional reason is often included in the hypothalamus. It is referred to as the preoptic area. ठीक है, so next that means see हमने hypothalamus कहाँ पर है डिस्कस किया, फिर उसका रिलेशन डिस्कस किए, फिर हम उसके स्ट्रक्चर को समझ रहे हैं कि स्ट्रक्चर में क्या क्या चीजें हैं. एक ऑप्टिक चायाज्मा है, इनफंडिबुलम है, और ट्यूबर सिनेरियम है, और मैमिलरी बॉडीज हैं. ठीक है, दीज थिंग्स हैव टू बी अंडरस्टूड. देन रिलेटिंग इट टू योर टेक्स्ट बुक इंफॉर्मेशन, हाइपोथैलेमस के डिस्क्रिप्शन के बाद में न्यूक्लियाई के बारे में मेंशन किया हुआ है दैट द हाइपोथैलेमस हैज मेनी न्यूक्लियाई, but two most important are the supraoptic nucleus that lies above the optic chiasma. ठीक है, इसके जस्ट ऊपर जो है supraoptic nucleus है, and this lies above the optic chiasma, and this is responsible for secretion of anti-diuretic hormone. ठीक है, ADH हार्मोन के सिक्रेशन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. Then next important nuclei that is mentioned in your textbook is paraventricular nucleus. It lies just above the supraoptic nucleus. Then it is responsible for secretion of oxytocin. ठीक है, these two things have been mentioned in the structures that is there. तो यहाँ पर तो ये बहुत ही एलैबोरेट है, आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं. ये ऑप्टिक चायाज्मा, फ्रंटल लोब, मीडियल ऑल्फैक्टरी स्ट्राया, lateral olfactory stria, anterior perforated substance, oculomotor nerve, you can see it coming here. You have learnt already the optic chiasma and physiology of vision. You can relate it कि वहाँ पर बोला था कि brain में जाके एक जगह पे दोनों तरफ से nerves आ जाते हैं. तो this is seen here, hippocampal gyrus is seen, the different nerves coming, mammillary body is seen, tuber cinereum is seen, infundibulum हमने already देख लिया है. ठीक है, तो यहीं पे जो हमने structures देखे थे उसको ये जो 3D विजन में हम देख रहे हैं. ओके, नाउ हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लिया में एज आई मेंशन्ड व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम यू इज टू लर्न सुप्राऑप्टिक न्यूक्लियस. दैट इज वन थिंग दैट यू हैव टू नोन. दैट इज यहाँ पे जो ये तीसरा वाला है. ठीक है, ये एक आप करोगे, और ये फोर्थ पैरावेंट्रिकुलर न्यूक्लियस. अदरवाइज दोज हु एक्चुअली वांट टू लर्न द होल आल्सो कैन लर्न, बट what I see expected from y'all is the major. Others are also there, but these two important ones, 3 in the lateral zone and 4 paraventricular nucleus जो mentioned है. Paraventricular nucleus oxytocin के लिए responsible है, और supraoptic nucleus जो है ADH के लिए responsible है. ठीक है, now functions of hypothalamus. Functions of hypothalamus. Okay, so functions of hypothalamus में you can relate it with what is there in your textbook. Secretion of posterior pituitary hormone, that is one thing. Secretion of posterior pituitary hormone. Then yani posterior pituitary hormone, namely ADH and oxytocin, are secreted by supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei of hypothalamus. These two hormones are transported to posterior pituitary through hypothalamus hypophyseal tract. ये पहला एक important काम है, posterior pituitary hormones को release करना. ठीक है, control of anterior pituitary. Hypothalamus controls the secretion of anterior pituitary gland. क्या क्या release करता है देखो, growth hormone releasing hormone, then growth hormone inhibitory hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone, corticotropic releasing hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, prolactin inhibitory hormone. ठीक है, तो सारे आपके ग्रोथ से रिलेटेड, thyrotropin releasing, gonadotropin releasing, these all hormones are being controlled. ठीक है, ये एक चीज है. देन कंट्रोल ऑफ एड्रिनल कॉर्टेक्स. Hypothalamus is controlling the adrenal cortex through anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary regulates the adrenal cortex by secreting adrenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH in return regulated by corticotropin releasing hormone, which is secreted by the paraventricular nucleus of the हाइपोथैलेमस. तो पहले 3 जो पॉइंट्स है इसमें आप देखो हार्मोन्स के रिलीज करने के से रिलेटेड हाइपोथैलेमस का मेजर फंक्शन है. फिर इमोशनल स्ट्रेस, ठीक है. सम हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लिया आर एक्साइटेड बाय इमोशनल स्टिमुलाई. तो दैट मीन्स the ability of a person to cope up with emotional stress is controlled here. Regulation of heart rate and blood pressure. You have already learned hypothalamus regulates heart rate and blood pressure. Then regulation of body temperature. जब आपने vital signs का unit सीखा है तो आपने सीखा है कि hypothalamus regulation of body temperature में help करता है. Regulation of hunger and food intake is also controlled. Regulation of water balance, thirst center भी hypothalamus है. Releasing ADH. ADH, as we know, it is going to cause retention of water in the body. And last thing to understand is एक व्यक्ति का नींद और जागने का जो ability है, that is also controlled by the hypothalamus. Okay, now clinical correlation to understand. Students, we have reached to the end of this particular topic. अगर कोई लीजन है हाइपोथैलेमस में, पर्सन कैन सफर फ्रॉम ओबेसिटी, पर्सन कैन सफर फ्रॉम डायबिटीज इंसिपिडिस, एबनॉर्मल सेक्सुअल बिहेवियर दिखेगा, hyperglycemia, that is blood glucose level will be high, narcolepsy will be seen, that means suddenly person may start feeling sleepy. ठीक है. Okay, that was the indication that I should stop. I am stopping. Okay, only one point, students. Diabetes insipidus. Okay, diabetes insipidus is what, where the person has the tendency to excrete large quantities of water through urine. So we have finished this particular topic.